Hey, welcome back to SK Lifestyle. You already know what I do here, reviews, action sports, all that kind of stuff. So anyway, while we're here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, check out all the videos I got coming. That said, I finally broke down and got a pressure washer. But if you're like me, you were probably going back and forth with a gas one, an electric one. Obviously the gas ones can run a little bit higher in price, but also the kind of pressure that they can do. Although you will see that some of the electric ones that are coming out these days, they can get pretty high, 3,000 to 4,000, but of course you're gonna pay for it. So I went to goodoldhomedepot.com and did some research, and I found this Westinghouse here, which was a pretty good price. It was, I'll put it up on the screen, but I think it was about, like around 200 bucks or so. Not even, I think it was more like 160 or something. And this one is supposed to be able to do 2,600 PSI. I really wanted something that was at least over 25. I felt like 25 to 3,000 is a good range for what you need around a home. So I'm gonna put it through its paces. I'm gonna put it together real quick. I only gotta really attach the wheels and so forth. And then I got a few things outside. I might get to the boat today. I wanted to see how well it could do on the hull of the boat. I got some special detail wash for that. And then I'll do a few other items as well. And then I'll kind of give my feedback as what do I think. I have used a gas-powered one before that was about a 2,900 PSI. So I have some good reference to go by. So we'll see how this one does, how it holds up. Again, I'll give my comments right at the end as far as what I think works well, what doesn't, if I'm going to keep it, and what I would get differently if I am going to switch it up. So again, hit that subscribe button down below. SK Lifestyle. Well, of course, right as I was gonna say, everything is just very simple to click together and everything. I go to put the hose on the actual power washer nozzle, and let me flip this around here. So I'm spinning and I'm spinning. I even flipped the hose connections just to see. This one still went on just fine, the one that I was trying to put on here. And I'm like, why won't this go on? I'm trying everything, pushing down. Do you see that? This thing came already, there's already a dent. So even though there was that little plastic cap that came on it, this thing already came messed up from the jump. And so that's why it can't find its way on, because there's legit not even just a dent or whatever. Like, that's crimped in right there. So nothing's ever going to be able to get on. See if I can get it to zoom clear there. And yeah, so now I have to go to Home Depot, return this thing, and yeah, I'm gonna try to get another one because I think overall it's probably gonna be pretty nice. You know, it's kind of light to carry around and stuff. It seems, I know I said 2,600, it's really 2,500, but man, that's just nonsense right there. So yeah, so much for starting off on a good foot. I can't even test anything, and I'm gonna try this dirty lattice right here. It's gonna do that old bench right there and clear that up. All right, anyway, that's just homeowner stuff, man. It's always just 2 steps forward, 1 step back all the time. You can never almost finish a project the way you want to start it. It's just always something. So, hey, I've owned this house for long enough. I've been through this process long enough. I already know, just get it done. So I'm actually gonna move on to one of my other house projects. No, I'm not gonna make a video of it, but I'm gonna go do that while I still got some nice weather and light out. And then I'll just make my way down to Home Depot, get this swapped out. And hey, if I end up just picking out something else, well, you'll see it at the end of this video. SK Lifestyle, doing it for the YouTube. Well, welcome back. Yes, that's right. I don't mean just to the channel, I mean to this. I ordered another one of these. I wanted to give it another shot because the only thing wrong with it was that connector piece, and luckily this one was not bent. So I'm about to plug this baby in, get her started up, and yes, I got a little patch here left that was tucked behind the wood holder here. So that still needs to be cleaned up, and I figured what better way to test out how good this one is compared to the other one. So let's see. I guess it does clean a little bit faster than the other one. The other one was free. Mind you, not everyone's gonna get one for free, but we did. I'm not quite sure it's really worth the price to be, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just spend on this one versus the other one, but it did clean that board a little faster than the other one, maybe twice as fast. So I don't know, we'll see how it works. I'll do a few more tests with it here and there, show you a few different items and stuff to give you at least the review that I wanted to on this thing right here. But all right, we got some soap on here. Let's see how she does now. I mean, I'm doing it one-handed, so mind you, I could be going a little bit faster. But I'm not, it's not miles above the other one. Yeah, that works. It's actually tearing up the board a little bit. Let's see. Takes a lot longer. So there you go. You want a nice clean, the yellow one's all right. You want a little deep clean, you can see the lines forming. You got to go for the red one, but you know, truth be told, if you want a really good clean, you're probably still going to want a gas powered one. But let me get finished with this thing, and then I can sit down, do a little recap, tell you the pros, the cons, all that stuff, run it down real quick. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button while you're here. You know, don't leave me hanging. Do a little something for me while I'm doing a little something for you, right? SK Lifestyle. I'll do one more. I'll show you what it's like on this lattice. Hopefully I don't rip it off. All right, so you see me run it through its paces a little bit, and you probably have formed your own opinions, but I still want to run down just some of the pros and cons like I said. So, one of the great things about this is the quick connect system. What I really like is it not only screws into the gun and to the machine, but it clips in first with like a kind of bearing system thing, or notch system. So it's almost like it's not able to leak even if it never got screwed in. I really like that. I think just about every power wash, any kind of system with water and hoses should use that going forward. It's just so good. But then the screwing on obviously is an extra measure, and when it's not dented like you saw at the beginning, all is well with the world. Obviously it has the little kind of spider like little wheels here so it can follow you anywhere, so that's pretty neat. And then it comes with a few different hose selections and so forth, nozzles. Obviously you got the built-in water soap tank. A lot of them have that, and it's pretty easy to use. You just press it on, you press it off. Sorry for the Mustang or whatever it is in the background. Obviously it's summertime here. Anyway, it's also a cheap system, meaning it was only about 170 bucks or whatever. I know I keep going up and down a little bit. I'm sure I put it up on the screen by now, but it's around there, about 175. So it's pretty cheap for what it delivers. Again, this is 2,500 PSI. Now, what do I have here? I have a Sunjoe SPX, what is it, 3,000 or something? This I thought was a 2,000 PSI. It really is only 1,700. So it's much less. It's about 1,000 less almost than this one. But you saw this work a little bit as well. It works very nicely. Now, I might be biased a little bit because this one was free. And I think if you went to buy this one, it'd probably be about as much as this. But this one does work very well. So back to the Westinghouse, which is what the video is about, right? Beyond that, I'm not very excited about it. Again, You can see it's kind of clumsily put together here. Yeah, the electric piece is all set up well, but the place to put the hose is very short. It's not really well put together, so it kind of just ends up being around, you know what I mean? And then it's more in the way of the reels and everything. My wife actually mentioned when we first put it together that this doesn't really sit well in there, and she's right. Now it's meant so that both of these pieces are separate, so you have the nozzle piece and then you have the gun sitting in there, and that's fine, that's the way it's designed, but that's not the way people want to use it. You can see this one here has the nozzle, the gun, everything put together, and it's all one package. Very nice, easy to use, unclip, ready to go. So this does sit in there, but it's very loose and it's very easy to just come off like that. And then you see how flimsy this is? It's gonna end up cracking at some point. It's just cheap plastic, it will break. Again, it doesn't have a handle like this one, so when you stand up, which one is more easy to use? This, I can just roll around, or this, where I gotta kind of bend down and pick it up? Obviously, one that's set up like this. So some of the features that make this one look good online and some of the things that people talk about, it is nice, but it's not absolutely necessary. And when it says it follows you around, yes it does, but you have a 25-foot electric cord, you have a 25-foot water hose, maybe slightly less, because you know it gets kinked a little bit, so we'll just say 20 feet. So you got 45 feet. I mean, I have a 21-foot boat around right there. If I hook this up next to the boat, there's nowhere I can go on the boat on either side that I really need to roll this around. So it's kind of a purposeless feature. I mean, maybe it'll help if you're doing really long buildings or something, but again, you saw the power and what it's capable of, and it's not really that great. And the one that does work good at actually pulling grime off, it's such a fine point, I'm not really impressed. So I wanted to pull this one out here. Again, I know this one may be about just as much. Actually, I think this one may run a little bit more, but you can see numbers aren't everything when it comes down to power washing. And some of it is just statistics or kind of marketing. You know what I mean? Because yeah, this is 2,500, but this 1,700 seems to work just as well. Literally just as well, maybe even better. And one thing about this has a nozzle where you can adjust it right here on the fly. So rather than needing to switch up where it seems nice, oh, there's all these selections. Well, there's all these selections right here on this one. And I didn't have to go unclip, clip anything. You know what I mean? So, point of the story is I will be returning this for the second time, but obviously the second time is just due to the lack of really capability of the product. It's not terrible, but it's not great, and it's not gonna serve us in spending $180 or whatever it is on it when we already have a pretty decent one right here that works honestly just as well, if not better, and has some decent regular features that just end up working out better for us. So hopefully that was helpful for you. Again, if it was, leave it in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that like button. Hey, even share it with some people you know. And don't forget to subscribe to SK Lifestyle. Appreciate you watching. See y'all next time.